I'm back. Road Trance for the Black and White Network, and to say that your liberties are at risk in this country as a conservative is the current understatement of the century. And on top of it, if you're pro-Trump or wherever pro-Trump, or in this case, even DeSantis, whoever may be your conservative of choice in the upcoming election, your liberties are threatened. And we know if you came out of 2020 and you back Trump, you become a bit of a target, right? We know one of those targets still is CEO Mike Lindell of MyPillow. Well, they're back at it again. They're coming after him. Minnesota Bank and Trust. Good Lord. Mike Lindell, get your money out of Minnesota, for crying out loud. You didn't learn anything from Fentanyl Floyd? Come on. Minnesota Bank and Trust moves to cancel MyPillow's founders' bank accounts. Yeah, there he is right there. On Friday, businessman and MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell announced that Heartland Financial and Minnesota Bank and Trust are moving to debank many of his accounts associated with his multi-million-dollar businesses and charities. The announcement came on Friday's episode of The War Room, where host and former Trump advisor Steve Bannon played a recording of a telephone call between a top executive at Minnesota Bank and Trust and Lindell's controller. That executive stated during the call that the bank, a subsidiary of Heartland Financial, had concerns about being connected with, quote, someone who could be in the news. Here we go. Okay. Quote, not that the FBI is sniffing around and looking, but what if somebody came and said, do you know what? We're going to subpoena all of your account records and this and that. And then all of a sudden we make the news, the executive said. So it's more of a reputation risk. Accounts that are being threatened with debanking include Lindell Management, Lindell Outreach, Lindell Recovery Network, Lindell TV, the Foundation, Publishing, Frank Speech, Michael Lindell Personal, and My Store. Lindell told Bannon that he has been given 1 week to remove Frank Speech, and they want all the rest gone within 30 days. I said, I am not being part of this. I'm not leaving, so you're going to have to throw me out of your bank. Where does this end, everybody? Where does this end, he questioned. Lindell noted that he received an email from Minnesota Bank and Trust CEO Stephen Bishop following repeated attempts to get a hold of him on the phone, with CEO telling Lindell that he was in meetings and would, quote, look into it. Look into what? I'm supposed to be able to sleep in all this, knowing I'm getting canceled yet again. And we know he's been canceled. For the longest time, Fox News took his ads off. He's back on there now. But for a while, a good while, they removed his ads. Even Fox News. Doesn't surprise us after Arizona last year, Brett Baer. But you get my point. They have went after this guy over and over again. He's been canceled. He talks about it even in his commercials. Cancel culture's coming after everybody. The MyPillow CEO guy, he's not getting around this. I would say, if it was me, these guys, come on, Mike, you have got to start looking at moving your money into a redder state, Florida or Texas, in more rural areas where they are red, where bank management is red, regional banks, things like that. I mean, get it out of a place like Minnesota, for crying out loud. Look, nobody in this country should have to worry about this sort of thing, but we know this is how it's going to go, and eventually, look, it's going to creep from the Mike Lindells of the world down the food chain. Eventually, they're going to get to you if you support the wrong candidates. We know how this works. Cancellation in progress. I mean, plain and simple. We've seen big tech do it. Twitter, You name it, it's being done to everybody. They're trying to cancel everyday folks now. Okay, just everyday people. You say something somebody doesn't like on Twitter, next thing you know, they're calling your employment. Okay, they're flooding some church or some business entity you work for with 85 calls in one day talking about how much of a horrible person you are, and then the company worries about their reputation, and you're trap-doored like Luke Skywalker in Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. And the leftists are the Rancor monster. Come on. You know how this goes. You know how this works. This is repugnant. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network fans. Michael Lindell getting canceled again. This time they're going after his money. I don't think this should surprise anybody. It doesn't me. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.